Ever wondered why so many Palestinian prisoners are in Israeli jails? Let's take a step back to 1967. Since then, Israel has arrested an estimated 1 million Palestinians, with 1 in every 5 Palestinians having been arrested and charged under military orders. The charges? They range from political resistance to as seemingly benign as throwing stones. As of now, the number of Palestinians behind Israeli bars is in the thousands, including women and children. They're prosecuted in military courts, with many held indefinitely without trial or charges. Since the turn of the millennium, over 12,000 Palestinian children have been detained by Israeli forces, with at least 700 children from the occupied West Bank prosecuted every year through military courts. Among these detainees was Kader Adnan, a man whose ties to the Islamic Jihad militant group led to his arrest and eventual death due to a hunger strike in protest. His death marked the first time a Palestinian has died as a direct result of a hunger strike, sparking outrage and prompting a general strike in the West Bank. With such a charged atmosphere, the recent development of a proposed prisoner exchange between Hamas and Israel holds high stakes. What could possibly lead to a decision to release hundreds of Palestinian prisoners? This question brings us to a recent chilling development. The Palestinian organization Hamas, in a strategic move, has captured Israeli civilians and soldiers. The objective? To use these captives as bargaining chips for the release of Palestinians held in Israeli prisons. The international community has reacted with mixed feelings to this development. Some view it as a desperate attempt to address a long-standing issue, while others see it as a dangerous escalation. In a bid to facilitate communication between Hamas and the Israeli government, Germany and Norway have stepped in. Their involvement is crucial for the success of this proposed exchange. The numbers are staggering. The deal, if it goes through, would see the release of 300 Palestinian detainees. In return, 50 Israeli hostages would be set free, marking a significant shift in this ongoing conflict. The exchange, if successful, would see 300 Palestinian detainees released in exchange for 50 Israeli hostages. What might be the consequences of such a significant prisoner exchange? Let's delve into the potential political and social impacts of this proposed exchange. From the Palestinian perspective, the release of 300 detainees could be seen as a victory, a triumph of negotiation over force. It might also bring relief to many families who have been separated from their loved ones. However, the fact that 50 hostages are being held could stir a mix of emotions, including anger, resentment, and fear. On the Israeli side, the exchange could be viewed with mixed feelings as well. There may be relief that 50 hostages are returning home, yet concern about the released detainees rejoining opposition forces. The stance of right-wing Israeli politicians, who typically view such exchanges with skepticism, could further complicate the situation. They often argue that these exchanges encourage further kidnappings and undermine national security. Beyond the immediate communities involved, this exchange could influence future negotiations and peace processes. It might set a precedent, signaling that negotiations can lead to resolutions. However, it could also embolden certain groups to use hostage-taking as a bargaining chip in future conflicts. While the exchange may bring relief to many families, it could also set a precedent with far-reaching implications. So, what have we uncovered in today's discussion? We delved into the historical context of Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails, unearthing a distressing narrative of countless arrests, charges under military orders, and an unsettling number of children behind bars. We examined the proposed exchange of 300 Palestinian detainees for 50 hostages, a deal that carries the weight of hope and apprehension in equal measure. Moving forward, we explored the potential ramifications of this unprecedented exchange. On one hand, it could pave the way for future negotiations and bring a glimmer of hope to thousands of families. On the other, it might also embolden those who believe in achieving their goals through force and coercion. As we reflect on this complex situation, we are reminded that every decision in this long-standing conflict can have far-reaching implications. It's a delicate balance between justice and peace, between retribution and reconciliation. As events unfold, the world watches closely. Only time will tell how this monumental exchange might reshape the landscape of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.